Hello and welcome to KDP with a Twist podcast. I'm Tammie Chrin, a self-publishing enthusiast, and I'm dedicated to helping you grow your business by adding a new twist to the KDP self-publishing world. I've been branding booklets for businesses since 2018. I'm the founder of KDP for B2B, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing for Business to Business. We'll explore how to leverage your KDP self-publishing skills by helping businesses create branded booklets featuring their content. If you're interested in starting and growing your own KDP for B2B business, you've come to the right place. I'll introduce you to a few ways that you can get paid to help businesses create their own branded booklets without keywords or ads. Yes, that's right, without keywords or ads. This is what I call a triple win. The business elevates its brand, adds value to its customers, and stands out from their competition. You get paid a setup fee for each book created, plus you can make money for every book sold. And customers feel as though they have received a gift and something they will use and love. Join me every Tuesday as I will share some practical tips and advice on how you can get your own KDP for B2B adventure started. Are you ready? Let's go. Hi, and welcome to KDP with a Twist. I'm so glad you joined me today. I have something very special to share with you, a tool that I've been using to stay organized. I've been using it for about 3 years now, and it's called AirTable. I found that staying organized saves so much time, as most of you probably have heard that many times before. I just love this tool, and I can't brag about it enough. I met a lady who was showing me how to organize my business, and she shared Airtable. I had never heard of it before, and I started using it, and it was just a way to organize everything in a much more simpler form. And as I was building my book business, branded book business, I found that things were just scattered everywhere, whether it was in a Google Doc folder or I had it something over here on my desktop, and then I couldn't find this paper, and then I had images I was trying to put together and keep, and those were in Canva, and everything was just scattered, and I was feeling overwhelmed. And this is why I wanted to share Airtable with you. It's been something that's been on my mind for a while to share with you, and how to organize your book business. If you are just getting started in branding books for businesses, then this is the best time to start now. Even if you just start with some little pieces of using Airtable, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Use what you need. If you have more an advanced book business, you can actually just dump all of your files, images, anything you're using into Airtable and have it in one location. So you can start right now as well. So don't get discouraged if you have, like me, I had a lot of stuff unorganized and scattered everywhere. It did take me a little bit of time to just go to Airtable. All of my stuff is there, whether I use Google Docs or I use Canva. I can dump everything into my Airtable so I know everything is right there. My name is Tammie Chrin. I am the founder of KDP for B2B, which is Kindle Direct Publishing for Business to Business. And all that means is that you can take your self-publishing skills and go out to businesses and brand their books for them. There's a lot of videos that I have about what that all means, but today we're going to be talking about how you can use Airtable to organize your book business, your self-publishing business. And this is a great tool to use, so we'll get started right now. All right, so I'm just on Airtable website right now. Go through all of this information if you'd like, but it's a great managing tool. So I'm going to show you quickly about what I use it for my booklets, and that will be a way you can organize as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you what a base will look like for your booklets. This is just an example page that I have created for you for the video. And when you click on a base, you can see that you can move your bases around. So you can grab it and move it. So you can move all your bases around. That's one way to organize yourself. The other one is you can change the colors. So you can make it any color you want it to be. I'll just click orange. And then they also have icons that you can add to your base so that you can find your bases super easy, and it represents what that base is. So I picked a book, which is our base for our books. And so you can change those anytime you want. All right, so this is a base that has nothing in it at all. This is a title, so you can click on the button above the title, add your title, and you can change the colors here as well. So just say book with books. All right, so there we go, and you can change it to purple, and we're just going, you can leave it as any symbol you would like. Here's the book one again, another book. That's how you can change the title of the book base. The other thing is that I want to show you just quickly is these are called tables. The tables you can keep adding. So I call them tabs as well, but table is the correct word. And so this would be a table, and you could change the name of the table by clicking the little down arrow and clicking the rename table. But you could rename the table, which I suggest doing, and you can duplicate a table, so you can add the same information you have put in here on another tab or table. And so you can do that by clicking and adding, or you can delete a table as well. This table, that we don't have anything, so I can't delete it right now. And then there is the trash. You can trash the whole thing. There's lots of automation. Extensions, and extensions just mean you can bring in a Google Doc, Google Sheets, you can do Excel. I use Loom to do my recordings. You can drag in Loom, so any of my recordings I can have drop right in. I don't have to, I just connect them with an extension. So it has some great features. As you can see, Microsoft, Google Sheets, CSV files, anything like that. Now, if you want to go back home, there's this box, this Airtable box. You can click on the box and it takes you right back to all the bases. So that's how you get back to what I call your home page, and you can go right back to the bases. So let me now show you the booklet information example page I have. So this one I created for you as sort of a sample of what I've been using in my own business. Let me get, just sliding the bar at the very bottom to get to the very front of the tab. So I showed you that in the tab, I have created a name just called All Clients. That's what I chose to use. You can pick whatever you would like. And there's many different types of views. You can click on those and you can kind of play around with that as well. So it doesn't have to just be set up just like, these are called records. These lines are called records, so these cells are records. And then you can have different types of filters, groups, very similar to anything you're using in other platforms, but I just wanted to share that little piece with you. Now, I chose to put client names, so I just used my own name as an example. So that's my first record would be my name, which could be any of your clients. I created a note tab, and when you're going to create a record, you will click on the down arrow. You can rename it, you can edit it, you can also duplicate it. So that's one thing you can do. And then when you want to change something around, let me just slide down here. So I have status, books, no books sold. So this one here, when I set this record up, you go under customize fields, this button here. Instead of rename, you go to customize field, click on custom, right there. Now this takes you to a new tab, and this is very important. So if you're kind of multitasking, listen here. This is very important. So you can click on the top box here and you can change the name. So I have number of black ink books sold. I use that to keep track of my books that I've sold. And I'm using a single line text. Click on the down arrow there, and you're going to see all kinds of information here that you can use, and this is super helpful. So you can do single line text, long text. That means if you're going to put in much more information, you might want to use it as long text. If you're just going to say, I use single because I'm going to say 15 books sold. So I just put 15 in there, and I'll show you where to do that in a second. But I'm just going to show you, so single text would be a very short text, long text. Attachments will be important. So you could change this to an attachment, and you can add any type of images or anything you would like to save. Now, like I said, this particular record, I'm just keeping it as a number, but I wanted to show you this really quickly here. You can create check boxes. So I'll have one down here that I did, and I'll show you that how I use a checkbox. Multiple selection, love this feature. You can do a single select. You can do collaborators. I have one I use for my book hackers, and if you're not familiar with my book hackers group with Cindy Manier and I have started, I'll drop the link in there as well. And book hackers is only a little bit different. It's for self-publishers, but it is information about creating and building a sustainable business. I only feature in this podcast working with branding books for businesses. So I give a little bit of kind of the same ideas, but this is specifically for branding books for businesses. Book Hackers is all about self-publishing and all the different ways you can create income using self-publishing. So I'll leave the link in the show notes for you, but check that out too. It might be a great way to add more incomes to your self-publishing business. All right, back to class. So collaboration means you can invite people to collaborate on your record or in your base here. Dates, you can put a calendar in here. You can put phone numbers, especially helpful like if you're doing, working with clients and you will need their phone number, you want their email. URL links, you can do all of your URL links. Use this tab all the time. Numbers, how many books you're selling, you could put that. Currency, how much money you're making per book. Percentages, time, ratings, and a lot of these I don't use all the time, but there's formulas you can create. So if you want to add up how many book sales were done, it will automatically populate that in a formula, and counts and lookups and created time and last time it was modified and created by. So if you're working with a team, you can do that along with the collaborator button and last modified and auto number. So if you're wanting to make sure you're in the right order, it will do that for you, automatically pop the numbers in there, buttons, and all kinds of stuff. So you can dive in deeper on this. I'm going to show you what I use it for. I'm not going to change anything, so I'm just going to click save. And as you can see, I have it as for numbers. So I have numbers of black ink books I sold, color booklets sold, and then hard booklet covers. And then I slide down a little bit, and then total books that I've sold, total number of books sold. So you can have all of this add up and create a formula, and it will track all those numbers in each record. So that's what I use that for. And then total royalties I've made on each book, and was I paid. So this is the currency one. So when you drop down, I have this set up as currency, as you can have here. Save that. And then being paid, I'm using one checkbox. Let me go here. So you can just click on the cell and that box is there. So this is called this is called checkbox. That's what I was showing you in the last part of the video here, is just a checkbox style. You can change the style. You can make it a checkbox, all these symbols, colors. You can do all kinds of fancy stuff, but I'll just leave mine as a green checkbox. So that's when I just want to do a quick little check. Okay, I got paid, boom, done. You can add now an attachment. So you want to use your KDP royalty Excel sheet. You want to drop that in there. You can just drop that into this cell and it will keep that attachment file right there. If you have a client agreement, it's the same thing. It's an attachment. So when you click on the box down, when you customize your field, you want to create and click on attachment. This was where we were, where all the information was here. So whatever you want to make it, I want it to be an attachment. Click on the attachment and I save it. So that is how I have mine set up, and you can change it any way you would like. So when I get the totals for my books, you can see right down here, it'll give me the total amount of money I've made on. I've sold like 5 books here, 6 books here, 10 books here. And then the total I'll have in there as well, and then it'll add it all up at the very bottom for me. So it's a nice feature. One other thing, so when you want to expand a record, I hover over it and these little 2 arrows pop up, click on it, and it'll open the whole thing up, and you can look at and add anything you want. It's the same as what those top fields were. It's just now in a different form to see. So here again, number of books No book sold. I use the check arrow, click on it, boom, toggle back and forth. So I'll just fill this out so we can see. So you can add notes. I like to have notes. Great idea for a book. Just say that so you can keep your notes in there. This is your client name. I already put my name in there. I'll just put my last name so you can see how that's done. Chrin. And status. You can create whatever you want that status is to be. So I say I'm in progress. This is a great way too. Progress, click on in progress. No book sold, I showed you that. You can toggle back and forth. Number of black ink books sold, I'm just gonna put in there, say 15 or 14, we'll leave that. 34, well there we go. And 2. And then total books sold. I haven't set this one up to give me that number, but you can populate all of those numbers and have that done as a formula. And paid, again, it's a toggle back and forth. You can do you can drop in your KDP Excel sheet. When you download it from your royalties, you have it now in your files. You click on browser and it will take you right to your files, and it will drop in there for you. Or if you download it and it's you're able to drag it in, you can drag it also and it will just pop right in there. And also with your agreement, you can do that as well. So if you have an agreement or any of those files you want to drop in, you can do it right there. Then if you want to, let me move myself out of the way here. If you want to add another field, you can click right on this plus here, and it gives you another field. And the field that are right on the top that we just did. So this is the same box as I showed you, so you can do your customized field. But book covers we want. So we want our book covers. So that would be, I would go here and say, that's not a link, that isn't, I want it to be an attachment. So I'm going to say attachment and save. Now that field is here, so you have book covers, and now I can drop them in from my file from, so if I use Canva or Aududu Creator tools, I can drop that right in. So that gives you some ideas of how that works, so you can have it in this view as well. And then when you want to get out of that space, you just click the X. I'll move myself down, and then I'm going to show you where that field went. So we'll just slide back on this bar here. It should be at the end. So anytime you add a field to a record, it's at the very end. And how you can move those, say we wanted to more by the books, you just grab it and start sliding wherever you want that to be. And maybe I want it to be right in front of number of black ink books sold. So then I just hold it, click it right between, and it'll drop it right where I wanted it to be. So now book covers is right here. The other part you can do is, book covers is kind of a short word. You can take your cursor, just click on it and hold it and slide it, and you can make the cell smaller. So if you don't need this much space, like I don't need that much space in status, slide that down, and you can go from there. There's all kinds of views that you can pick when you click on views. Get my face out of the way again here. Click on views, and grid view, and you can see all the different types of grids you can create. You can also bring in as a calendar form. So if you're doing something where you're working with a client, or collaborating with somebody, you want to have a calendar. There's a gallery view. We have grid view now, and you can have multiple views. So I'm going to show you, let's do gallery, just so you can see what that's going to look like. Create a new view. So I just clicked on gallery. I'm going to create it, that view, and now you have it as a gallery view. So it's the same, everything just transfers over. As you can see, here's that one record I had right here. You can look at it. If I had photos in there, you would see some photos, and you can go from there. Now, if you want to get back to a grid view, click on the gallery here and just toggle back to grid view. And now you can see it in cells. All right, so that's kind of it on high level. I know that was a lot. You can share information with people. There's a share button. Here's the help button. This is going to be your savior right there. I tend to just look stuff up, but there's lots of information. And like I said, you can automate a lot of stuff. It's just a really great way to organize. And I felt it was something that was been really helpful for myself when I have been organizing everything and just being able to have it in one spot and pulling it from all different tools that I use outside of Airtable, but now I have it all in Airtable and I just put it all in one spot, and it makes life a lot easier. And I like how easy it is to use and just dragging, dropping, and that kind of thing. So let me know what you think, and if you'd like more information on Airtable, I'm happy to share with you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you know anybody else struggling with KDP and not making sales, or even having trouble with ads and keywords, please share KDP with a Twist podcast or have them subscribe to my YouTube channel. At KDP with a Twist podcast, I will be going over lots of strategies every Tuesday, and I'll be putting this information into small chunks, so it'll make it easier to digest. And then you can get started making money with KDP for B2B ASAP. For more information, go to my website. Make sure you get on the email list so you can stay in the loop with all things KDP. My website name is my name, Tammie Chrin. That's it, TammieChrin.com. TammieChrin.com. It'll also be in the transcripts below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And thank you for your time, and bye for now.